Corsair Gaming is one of the few stocks on the market today that can offer a combination of growth and value. The stock price has not performed well lately and has actually been on a downward trend. However, the company's earnings call in a few days can change that. Stick around to find out what you can expect and also smash the like button to help the channel. Corsair Gaming beat analyst earnings estimates in the last quarter by 75%. They also beat revenue estimates by 17%. On top of that, they also raised their EPS guidance for the year by 10% and revenue guidance by 7%. Despite this, their share price dropped from $34 to $31. A tiny short squeeze happened shortly after and pushed the price to a height of $43 before falling down and starting a downward trend. Right now, it trades at about $29.3. For the upcoming quarterly earnings on 3rd of August, analysts estimate an EPS of $0.39 and revenue of $475.2 million. In the last 90 days, there have been 8 upward revisions and 0 downward revisions for the upcoming quarter's earnings, which is generally a good sign. However, there have been no revisions in the last 30 days. Typically, it is a bullish sign to see analysts raising expectations just before an earnings call, so the lack of changes unfortunately gives us nothing to go on, but that's not critical. Corsair Gaming have beaten estimates in all of their earning calls so far, so I am not too worried. Plus, recent news show that Corsair Gaming launched several new products earlier in July: the Facecam by Elgato, Wave XLR, Stream Deck and Wave Mic Arm, all of which are designed for content creators. The Stream Deck is doing the best, with over 2,000 reviews on Amazon with an average rating of 4.8 in just 2 weeks. Previously in June, Corsair launched new PC cases and Elgato updated its Stream Deck app. If you don't know, Elgato is a subsidiary of Corsair, which they acquired in 2018. Looking at some of the other products that Elgato offers on Amazon, the first thing that you notice are the ratings. 5 stars across the board. Same thing applies to products by Corsair itself. Now, why is this important? Well, product quality is important, but having product leadership in a specific niche is a really strong competitive advantage. According to one of the most famous business strategy experts, Michael Porter, there are 2 main sources of competitive advantage for a company. It is either cost or differentiation, typically through focusing on a niche. Corsair Gaming is doing just that. Its niche leadership means that whenever a company launches a new product, it already has loyal customers that are willing to trust the brand and buy the products immediately. Think of Apple. People don't spend a week looking at the new features when a new iPhone comes out. They camp outside the store and just buy it because they know that it is better. The same thing can be said for Corsair. Plus, a big part of their strategy to expand is launching a lot of new products, and we can see that they've been busy over the last quarter. New products mean more revenue and more earnings, which is another reason why I think that Corsair will smash their earnings this quarter. Overall, I think that investors are just waiting to see what will happen. If we see a good earnings beat coupled with a revenue beat, I won't be surprised if the stock price jumps all the way up to $34, which was the level that it traded at during its previous earnings. An earnings beat without a revenue beat may prop up the stock to $31 or $32. Finally, if we see an earnings miss, Corsair Gaming may drop in price, but I don't think that it will drop by a lot given its recent performance. Personally, I am expecting Corsair Gaming to beat earnings by at least 20% because their closest competitor Logitech just reported an amazing quarter. Some analysts suggest that Corsair will see a slowdown in growth once the economy reopens fully, so this quarter is going to be key for Corsair. Logitech reported this week that they expect sales to stay flat over the rest of the year. If Corsair Gaming reaffirm or improve their guidance for the next quarter, that could be another catalyst for a jump in share price. However, we can see a slowdown in searches on Google Trends. Corsair Gaming and their brands have trended lower since November, but they're still popular. Gaming and content creation are simply not going to go away after the economy reopens. A lot of market analysts believe that the lockdown has only strengthened the market. There is a lot of growth ahead, and Corsair is well positioned to profit from that market. Plus, they're so cheap. I mean, they have a PE of 18.5 and a forward PE of 14.6. Earnings are expected to grow by 13% year on year in 2021 and a further 10% in 2022. Corsair Gaming's price to sales ratio is just 1.4. Their price to book ratio is a bit high at 5.5, but their closest competitor Logitech trades at a PB ratio of 7.7, so even here Corsair is relatively cheap. Their share price hasn't been this low since last November, and I honestly think that this is just a great buying opportunity. They have room to grow, they have good prospects, they have done well in the year since they've had their IPO, they trade at a cheap price. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. This is obviously not financial advice, but I personally think that the stock is a strong buy, and according to Yahoo Finance, 3 out of 9 analysts agree with me. The other 6 just have a buy recommendation. Corsair is my biggest holding right now, so you can tell that I'm optimistic about the stock. I think we can easily see a 50% gain in the next 6 to 12 months, probably more. The company is easily worth twice its current price. If you want to find out some other bargains like that, I would suggest looking into Facebook. You can see my analysis of them here. Let me know what you think about Corsair in the comments below, and please like and share to help the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.